Welcome to this tutorial, the Proposal Essay Project, keeping it actionable and feasible. The process for this project is going to be the same as you followed for the other projects. You're going to start with an outline, so I can see if you're on the right track. You're going to write the essay. Again, hopefully you'll be on the right track. And then afterwards you're going to have a reflection about the process. So it's similar to the other assignments that we've had in the course. So let's see what makes this one different. Let's talk about the basics of a proposal, and specifically the proposal that you're going to be writing in this class. It has to be a single proposal. You can't say that people need to drive less, ride more bicycles, and take the bus. Choose one. Only propose one thing. The next thing is it needs to be defined. You can't just say people need to care more about homelessness, or people should be more aware of the food that they eat. Those are not defined in any way. If you want people to care about homelessness, your proposal should be people should donate X cans of food to their local homeless shelter each month. Or if you're talking about, eating, people should care what they eat. No, people should follow a low-fat diet. Whatever it is that you want, it needs to be clearly defined. The next thing is it needs to be actionable. There has to be an action involved. Caring about something is not an action. Thinking about something is not an action. Doing something is an action. And finally, it needs to be feasible. Feasibility means that there's a chance that it could actually happen. If you say that everybody needs to drive a hybrid car, that is not feasible. Hybrid cars, just by their price alone, are going to be well out of the reach of a majority of people. So you need to remember actionable and feasible as you put forth your proposition. So let's look at the structure. And this you can find in your text as well, but we'll go over it quickly. First of all, you have your introduction with your thesis. And again, that thesis needs to have a limited scope, it needs to be defined, it needs to be actionable, and it needs to be feasible. The next paragraph is going to be an explanation of the problem. There has to be some sort of problem out there for you to make a proposal of a solution. So just focus on what is wrong. What is it that you want to fix? Then the next paragraph will be an explanation of that solution. This is your actual actionable, feasible proposal. How do we go about fixing it? The next paragraph is going to be evidence. Now, you may have to do a little bit of research. You may not. Chances are you probably don't. If I say that there needs to be a street light at the corner of Main and Ball, my evidence might be that, okay, based upon the addition of a street light at Main and Catella, traffic moves faster. So that's evidence where I didn't have to actually go out and do any research. And then the next part is the benefits. Why is this proposal, why should we buy into it? What is it going to do for us? What is it going to make better? And in keeping with the 4 pillars of argument, remember, you also have that refutation paragraph. And it's not enough to just say what the opposing arguments are, but remember you have to refute them. If you are saying that people need to donate food and others are saying, well, no, that's not going to happen, you have to explain why those opposing arguments can be refuted, why you can overcome that argument. Why is your proposal more important than the opposition? And then finally you have that conclusion. And that's where you're going to maybe make a prediction about if this particular proposal is accepted, what's going to happen in the future. Or you might make a prediction of what's going to happen if your proposal is not taken. So those are just some ideas. And of course, as always, if you're still unsure, review the course materials, review your text, get a clear understanding of that idea of actionable and feasible, and ask for help before you get behind. So if you're struggling and you find yourself falling behind on the project, please reach out. Remember, you can email me through the Canvas inbox, or you can email me directly at lrosen@coastline.edu. I'm here to help. Don't let yourself get behind. This is the last project that you're going to be turning in, so make sure that you don't get lost. And as always, I look forward to reading your proposals.